Finally, we knew our enemy. The Pandora virus was only a tool. It was the hand that wielded it that truly mattered. The creature we came to call the Yugothian entity. Its mind reached out, haunting our dreams, infesting our stories. Nothing could stand in its way.
As the oniric delirium index increases, night terrors are becoming extremely frequent, often accompanied by sleepwalking and a strange babbling that resembles glossolalia. Many of the sufferers describe visions of monstrous beings with inhuman features that defy proper description. And we've now developed a medication that can help with some of the more extreme cases, somewhat dulling the ODI effects, but of course, this is not a long-term solution. Communication intercepts from both factions and independent scavenging teams show a spike in hostile encounters, correlating with an overall shift in a focus towards foraging as more relevant procurement sources. There will be more ambushes, but that doesn't matter to us because mainly our exploration is complete. We have a focus, and that is on the destruction of the Yugothian entity. I am Commander Tyrael. Welcome to Phoenix Point. Our research has shifted towards a focus on high-end weaponry, and shredding technology development is now complete. And this one works like an acid dissolving layers of armor, but it's actually based on microbially induced corrosion. This effect is achieved by a cocktail of chemotropic bacteria and is included with each bullet free of charge. All of our research and production have shifted towards high-end items, like I said, but we are going to try and send out some archaeology probes to see if we can't snatch up some forbidden weaponry. Unfortunately, I think we are probably too late in the campaign for me to really harvest the materials required to make these unique items, but I think that I have both the skills and the weaponry and equipment to take down the Yugothian entity without any fancy mutations, bionics, or ancient weaponry. What we do have to really leverage though is the virophage. I want to purge the Pandora virus, and the virophage is the answer to that. The antediluvian civilization deployed the virophage, and it wiped them and the Pandorans out. We don't want to use it on that scale, but I do think the Phoenix Scarab missile here with virophage is going to really up the killing power of our fire support Scarab. I need to build the virophage launcher for the Scarab, and I am also building the Manticore weapon, or the aircraft weaponry that uses virophage. The behemoth is back for another farming, and we are not going to take down the behemoth either. I figured that we could just cut off the Pandorans at the head, and we won't need to worry about the shambling beast. Our interceptors absolutely smashed that wave. Let's go back for a resupply, and then wait for the next attackers. Advanced shredding. After careful analysis and comparison of weapon discoveries made by New Jericho and the disciples of Anu, the anaerobic bacteria used by the disciples for enhancing shredding in shotgun cartridges has been put to more efficient use in missiles and grenades. Field tests have shown that this type of armament is capable of stripping armor plating and Pandoran exoskeletons with ease. So we now have the Phoenix Shredder Grenade. That is really good. And the Molnir is even better. Our run of equipment is finished. The Virophage run is almost finished. So we're going to add our shredding weapons to that lineup, and we are pretty much finished in terms of deploying weapons. I think I can also go for laser weaponry, which may be helpful. Blank and pitiless as the sun. A sudden mass hallucination in which our operatives suddenly believed they were trapped in the ruins of an ancient city has led to multiple injuries as the affected individuals desperately tried to escape. The terror we felt was like a wall. It was absolute. It was perfect. There was nothing you could do except run and get away at any cost. I've never felt anything like it before. The medication will allow our operatives to keep going for a while, but we really need to solve this dilemma. Tobias West's plan to save the Earth requires a central command hub, an unassailable fortress, and so we are going to assist them with researching that technology to speed up this process, because the Oniric delirium is really starting to affect us. As we had feared, the Pandorans are accumulating biomass and genetic material in order to construct what we have termed the Pandoran receptacle, a clone of the Ugelthian entity, capable of downloading the entire entity's mind. The sheer size and power of the entity mean that an enormous structure is required in which to construct the receptacle. This structure, which we are calling the Pandoran Palace, is most likely being built at this very moment. Locating it is one of our utmost priorities. This gives us access to the virophage injector. This is our panic button. If it looks like we're going to lose, we research this and we kill it. But it means probably the end of life on Earth. While we wait for the command fortress research and for Tobias to build the fortress, we are going to sharpen our teeth using our new weaponry and try and hone some tactics before we go in to fight the Gothian receptacle. We have only had time to build one Mjolnir shredding rocket, one Harrower shredding shotgun, and what was the other one? The virophage launcher on the fire support scarab. Now the virophage is interesting in that I believe it affects every single limb like blast damage. So the more limbs it has, the more damage it will do. And I think it bypasses armor, but I'm not entirely sure. It's one of those really niche damage types. You don't see it until the end game, and you don't really get to experiment much with it unless you diddle around for ages. We have spotted the Scylla. This one has a blaster and the face that makes us want our brains to explode. My voice quivers at the thought of having to fight it. Right, so perhaps we have the scarab nestled safely away, but it is slightly affecting the arc of fire, so we are going to take an extra turn to move, reposition, so we can get some effective fire support. You can't give onslaught to a scarab. That's a shame. That's a real shame. Takeshi Sato is our shredding magician. Heavy assault, or an assault heavy. Harrower shotgun. I have never used it before.
Executing.
The Mjolnir away and 430 shredded armor. That is huge. Massive. It's basically got no armor left except on its torso and a little bit on the abdomen. Now I can just concentrate on tidying up these smaller targets, and I need to keep my team separated just a little bit so that the psychic scream that it does, or the dazed scream, I'm not sure what it's called. We are going to get dazed. No one has enough willpower to resist it. Shotgun removing all of the armor off the torso and some off the tail. Let's bring our friend Repo over. He changes equipment all the time, but he's got a fancy new assault rifle, pulled from the ruins of an infested haven at the end of the last episode. It has unlimited ammo because it is functionally alive. It performs like the standard Phoenix assault rifle, but it adds acid per bullet. So on a soldier that can fire a lot, or a trooper with rapid clearance, you could put out a lot of acid. I remember in vanilla campaign I gave it to, I believe, a sniper, because in vanilla snipers have quick aim, and so I would just putting shots down range to shred the Scylla and, you know, things like spawneries. And it did a really good job of killing things if you had to fight them over a couple of turns.
Repositioning, prioritizing speed.
The fact that it has unlimited ammo makes it priceless, but it can be destroyed and never recovered.
Ready for action.
So I like to get in the habit of changing weapons when I don't need it. so that it doesn't get blasted out of your hands. Omar, step forward. We have a lot of hurt Pandorans, but no one dead. We could go rapid clearance here. We don't have much in the way of AP though. So it would be get a kill, have a kill and run.
Ready to fight.
And that's all we're doing for movement. It also has shred on hit as well, so that makes it pretty good. The Redemptor shotgun better in this situation. Let's reload it. Can we find a way? We'll take this out just for the free action. One less thing to worry about, and I think I will just shoot this.
Standing by.
Omar has Onslaught. I could feed some actions to Repo to keep that going. But I think I might let Omar step into cover and have a go himself.
All I need is a clear shot.
And we will save the willpower for later. Sophia, you're up.
Threat eliminated.
The shield blocking that view, but it's dead. Reinforcements have arrived for the Pandorans. Did Repo just lose his head again? I mean, if that's the case, that putting that helmet on him was the worst thing I ever did for his brain. Because he's a heavy trooper now, he can return fire. And with unlimited ammo, that means he will nearly always do it. Sophia and Omar have been stunned by the Sealer's ghastly scream. Takashi Sato and Repo are still in the fight. Repo needs first aid. It's becoming a bit of a theme. And I think let's move into safety. Relative safety. Okay, he's shooting his blasters towards Omar and Sophia, but it looks like it's partially obstructed by the giant wall. I'm not going to take the chance, and we are going to try and destroy the guns. This is costing us a lot of willpower. We are down to 4.
It worked.
But now we have our fire support Scarab. We need to deploy... Oh, we already have, so we can just launch straight away. That Triton is going to disappear. Brutally effective against small targets, despite having no armor shred. And decent damage to all of the limbs, including the arms. The arms were nearly taken out. That was really powerful. Great. We can see their Belcher abdomen with our turret. Nothing else about. It's behind cover. It's sad. Right, Warden. Do we start pegging grenades everywhere? Might put down some more defense here for the fire support Scarab. I decided against giving her technician arms. I felt like
Tech drop.
they weren't going to last. So she's going to carry lots of turrets, and her Scarab will also carry complementary turrets that she can just put down everywhere. That's my plan for the last mission. Because she is a heavy, I was considering giving her new Jericho armor for the last mission.
Be right there.
I'm not completely convinced on what my team composition will be for the final mission. but I have a feeling I'll just send every aircraft I have to the palace when we find it, and pick and choose the best. I'm also not... That Scylla just rudely interrupted my commentary as he blasts half of the map away, fortunately not doing any meaningful damage to us. The Arthur Tyrant shooting into the side of the Scarab, but it wasn't able to do much damage. And it is copying some return fire. Now calling reinforcements. Will he call reinforcements now? Or next turn? Next turn. Unable to take the arm off. We have a second turret here we should use. That Virophage bombardment nearly took off one of the cannons. You might want to make sure we do this turn. Let's use that. Is extremely danger close. Take a step back, Omar. He's like, nah, boss. I'm okay. I'm not Pandoran. I have no mutations.
Zooming in.
Turned out to be a good call. He took off the left blaster cannon. And we have pulled out its teeth. I don't think it has any more offensive capability. But it's also almost defeated. We have smashed this one. Shredding all that armor in one turn. Golden. You can fire that rocket twice. We can take extra ammo for it. So there's no reason why I have to fight Scylla with full armor anymore. And the Scylla is about to die. Second turn. That is great pacing. We have quite a few Arthrons to contend with. Let's erase them. Both of them are calling reinforcements. And I have not seen an Umbra in I don't know how many missions. They just do marked for death or call reinforcements now.
Targeting.
Let's send some Virophage rockets over here. Remove the mist, remove the Arthron. Or we could do something spectacular and just hit it with a full barrage. Be more useful to take this one. We could do a quick looting run afterwards, but I'm not too concerned about loot at this stage. Scylla dead. Oh, yeah, I did kind of forget about all of the mind fraggers that would emerge. Fire support, Scarab taking pretty significant damage. We are going to have to blow up the corpse of the Scylla to remove all of those mind fraggers. They could take our entire team in one swoop. Oh, we missed. What happened?
Nothing.
Aim here. Or is it shooting over? Yes, it is. There's nothing to hit. We blew off the head of the corpse. We could just go up here with Takeshi and use his shish kebab hands. This just never went away. He's participated in so many missions. Repo, come up here and help.
Identifying target.
Preferring to keep his distance. He got shot in the face by a teammate in one of the previous missions. Those turrets providing just enough firepower for us to take out all of them.
Repositioning.
Smack this one down. And then we will quickly loot and get the heck out of here. Nice, we've got some technician armor and a sniper helmet. All the armor. Some war dog armor. I am very pleased with that. Very short mission. That's how we want it to be when we go into the final stages. We just have to finish off a few more days worth of research and wait for Tobias and his crew to get their act together. And the turret's taking one last fight. Stash of weapons and arms, some technology. We've been using the Fury rocket for a fair while now, and it's getting a little bit long in the tooth. This one here has got that extra blast damage, a little bit more shred, and I think we should get that on the team's backs straight away. We have a bad case of food poisoning on our hands. I suspect that we must be overdoing it with the new element in our diets. It doesn't seem too bad at the moment, but I suspect it will get worse if we continue to harvest like we are. Yeah, we're going a little bit hard on the old Pandoran meat. The plan for Tobias's fortress incorporate the best of New Jericho command and control systems.
I always argued for giving New Jericho another chance. Maybe there was more to Tobias West than greed and self-importance. Maybe New Jericho could be a force for good after all. Maybe they even believed in freedom like they kept saying. I was wrong. For that, I apologize. But at least we tried. Now we know that war really is the only option.
The old world is gone, and yet it haunts us. There are those who dream of taking us back to those dark days before the flood, when greed ruled and change seemed impossible. Sins and lies are difficult to kill, but kill them we shall. With the blessing of the dead god, New Jericho will fall, and the faithful will rejoice.
According to the sheer deluge of New Jericho spam we've received over our comms, Tobias West has finished building his new and impressive command fortress. Now, it may not be Cmdrian's habit to comment on other people's architectural choices, but we strongly urge everyone who supports West to think about what kind of society he is building.
You just declared war on him.
West claims to value freedom above all else, but can there ever be genuine freedom in a society dominated by hierarchies, watched over by the philosopher king inside his invincible fortress? He may offer the promise of victory over the Pandorans, but then what? What kind of world do you want to build?
Now, Cmdrian and the disciples of Anu are attacking New Jericho like it's going out of
claims
fashion.
to stand for anarchism, but true anarchism is freedom from coercion. What Cmdrian actually stands for is the tyranny of the majority, and that tyranny is leading them to a rejection of human will and accommodation of the Pandoran invaders. This is treason, and New Jericho will no longer accept it. We therefore...
Kind of expected. They declared war on you first. One thing we do need before we head in is acid technology, and I want this virus resistance technology as well, just to give us that little bit of extra leeway if we get hit with large amounts of virus in the last mission. Attacks are popping up everywhere at these havens, but I have decided not to assist any of the New Jericho havens unless they have a command and control center. Otherwise, they will just have to fend for themselves. We're trying to stay neutral in this engagement. Our archaeology probes finally found one of the Elder sites, but I think it's way too late to even get all of those weapons and equipment onto the field. And so I think we will stay true to the course that we've decided on, and we won't go digging into the past for an answer to our future. Another Citadel has popped up, so we are going to come in here and slay this Scylla. And then I am confident that we will be able to handle Tobias West's mission to help him defend his fortress, and then take on the Ugothian entity. Nightcat is one of our premier soldiers from the Nestbusters, and because of her high perception and night vision, I intend to bring her to the main mission. But we need to cross-class her, and I am going with Infiltrator, just to increase her survivability somewhat, stealth-wise, and to gain access to some of these great skills the Infiltrator has. We want surprise attack, so any attack from behind has a chance to stun or daze the target. And I believe that applies to all weapons. So I'm going to test out my grenade launcher and see if we can make flashbangs out of frag grenades. It is late in the campaign and Takeshi has finally taken a nickname. He will be Shredder. He will have all the shredding weapons and, well, that's his job. Get rid of armor at all costs. And he's pretty much maxed out. So we will take Shred Resistance and, when I can afford it, Rage Blast. Pretty much the same as the last Citadel, only this time we brought Nightcat and Warbird with us to give the other Nestbusters a bit of a run. Oh my god, I just realized. At the start I got given the Revenant warning, and I just realized that the Revenant, Troublemaker, is the Scylla. What the heck? The Pandorans have elevated Troublemaker to the level of Broodlord, and he is giving all of the Pandorans resistance to their first attack, so they take 50% less damage. There he is. Troublemaker, the Scylla.
Receiving.
What?
Channel open.
What? I have seen them as Tritons. I have seen them as Sirens.
Yes!
And I have seen one as... what was it? An Acheron, I think. At a Haven Defense. But I didn't know it could be a Scylla. And to give everyone 50% reduction to damage on their first attack means that we want to do, I guess, multiple attacks. Single shot weapons won't be so effective. I think that's what it means.
Open.
If I hit with a bunch of rockets, will rocket 2 and 3 do max damage? The shredding rockets are out. The Mjolnir stripping 480 armor off of Troublemaker's carapace, as well as some splash damage here on the Triton Maniac. It was a less complete shred, but this one has a fair amount more armor, if I am not mistaken. But it will be enough for us to get some decent damage here with the Virophage. 40 blast damage, no shred, but 80 Virophage. Nearly 400 damage per limb? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's respectable damage. That is a very powerful weapon. I highly rate that. As long as you take care of the armor first, but maybe that doesn't even matter. Now we have quite a few Pandorans here, so Warden's going to have a shot.
Comms online.
Then Nightcat, you can do the same thing.
I was born ready.
I'm ready.
Let's feed another action to Warden. I forgot to use Boom Blast,
Taking action.
but it's probably best to save her willpower. Head and legs off one Arthur and the others are damaged. Hunkering down. I should add that Warden now has heavy armor because I'm just testing how she goes with that. But she has Infiltrator legs and an Infiltrator head. And her stealth stat is 0, I think it is. So we managed to offset the heavy armor. Go with the light grenade. And we destroyed its weapon.
I'm ready.
Rocket Man. have a shot. Maybe have another shot. Thank you very much.
Channel open.
Sophia, what are you going to do? I want to preserve her willpower. Can't quite see our massive foe. The former troublemaker. That's an abomination of the highest order. But I have a little bit of option paralysis here with Sophia. I'm going to put her between the rest of the team with the shield up. See how we go. Takeshi, Mr. Shredder. I think you just need to get into a position for next turn. Seeing the power of the fire support scarab, I think that will be the vehicle that I bring into the final mission, because it has the ability to reload. And as long as I am careful with its ammunition, I think we can make it all the way to the end of the mission with our fire support scarab still intact. And it might let me get through the mission much quicker with a good portion of my team. Blood-sucking arms, driving themselves into Sophia's back, taking about a pint of blood before they retract again into the Triton's side.
Receiving loud and clear.
Fully healed.
Targeting.
So we're going to extract that health. With a quick shot to the leg. Oh, I forgot to mention, we have a Void Omen too, which is increasing the amount of willpower we use just on basic skills. And I'm hoping that once we defeat this troublemaker, that Void Omen will go away, because I did not want to go into the final mission with quick aim costing 5 willpower. That was the biggest driver for me coming here today, to kill this Citadel.
That should have gone better.
So Boom Blast, it's too expensive to use at the moment. Aiming for a center shot here, trying to put damage on all the targets. Insane damage. The blast range, able to touch everybody. Massive damage to the small targets. Respectable damage to the Scylla. We can move over here now and probably wipe out one of the arms. Or the head. The head is full armor. It hasn't taken any shred yet. Okay. That blaster arm down 50%. I think the Redemptor shotgun should have the range, but I might use Rocket Man first. He's closer. I could step behind here and use the Anu shotgun. I also have to build another shredding shotgun so that at least 2 members of my team have one in their backpack. Taking down the Triton that sucked out Sophia's blood.
Taking aim.
The arm will be disabled. And then we will move back to our previous position. That Arthurian is going to die next turn. All of his body parts except his shell remain. All the soft bits are oozing out. And we are basically spent on willpower. One grenade in. Get that willpower shock from the Arthurian kill. Disabled 2 legs on the Scylla and some other body part.
Taking action.
Let's use the Molnir from Warden. She has one as well now. Heavy weapons are the way. And I think we just stripped the remaining armor off the top sections of the Scylla. 150. This Triton over here is calling for reinforcements. Go with the Redemptor at close
Hope I
range
don't miss.
and take out the head.
Not a kill.
Then move away.
I can do this.
We're going to take a brain-busting scream. Got 3 of us. And the blasters are charging up. Triton clipping the Ragnarok. Oh, did I name it wrong? Have I been calling it the Mjolnir and it's the Ragnarok? Whatever. Some Norse mythology name.
This better work.
Five willpower for a quick aim. We need this guy to die. Sophia is out
Target
of
still out.
willpower now. Put the gun back so I can shoot it, please.
Hostile wounded, but active.
I do have to remember that this guy
Hope
is
I can
full
find
of mind
cover.
fraggers. Everyone is stunned and dazed. Nothing can be done.
I'm here.
Fortunately, this is not affected by that. So if I'm careful, I might be able to kill this Triton as well as significantly damage Scylla. We've taken out its carapace. And more legs. Fantastic amount of damage.
What are we doing? This better work.
The end of his life is in sight, and hopefully that is the end of Troublemaker, though I highly doubt it. He's trying to flee. He's got no offensive ability. Fortunately, we do have to burn another turn. I was hoping he would die that turn. An Arthur Dragon champion screaming around the corner and hitting Sophia in the chest. Triton unable to make contact with its fire on the fire support scarab. And a little bit of virus infection here. And you will panic next turn. Bugger. We're going to be here for a minute or two.
Ready.
Screw you, mate. The Pyrophage just melted the Scylla. But out of it spewed forth all of the Mind Fraggers. We're just going to have to throw a grenade in there and try and blow them up.
For my team.
Here it comes. Got them. I think there might be one more sneaky one around there somewhere. Can't get that Triton without moving. Let's just throw another one in here for good measure. And then I will throw one at you. Reload. That was an effective grenade. Let's try again. This guy has regeneration. That really annoys me. Let's hit this panicked one. Oh, we dazed it. Yes. The flashbang went off.
Okay.
Need a better position.
We'll start moving all of our troops back towards the Scarab. There is no real need to loot this time. Let's just keep it safe. And hope this really terrible void omen goes away. Mindfraggers are all fleeing. I feel confident that this team can handle anything the Pandorans throw at them now. If we needed to take out the behemoth, this is how we would do it. A manticore covered in biomass that can sneak through the festering skies. We could build one. They have a higher passenger capacity than a standard manticore. But at this point, we're going straight for the head, like I've mentioned before. We don't need to take out the behemoth when the end is in sight. We've examined different options for delivering the virophage to the behemoth, from rockets to aerosols, but the festering skies forms an impenetrable air defense system, and to succeed we not only need to strike the behemoth with the virophage, we need to contaminate the whole ecosystem. And we've come up with a plan, but we don't think you'll like it, Director. A modified manticore.
More to compass their ends than that good men should look on and do nothing. New Jericho will no longer stand by and allow the disciples of Anu to mislead people in the name of their rotten superstition. As of this moment, we are at war.
The world has descended into chaos. Havens are being destroyed by other humans. It really is a misery. And we have unlocked the ability to give our soldiers some virus
I have
resistance.
a small task that needs taken care of. Outside formal channels. Not everyone really understands the war we're in. Some people think it's just about killing as many.
We're not interested, mate.
Anyway, Freiheit's little more than a ruin now. But we had a secondary facility.
Are not
codenamed Byzantium.
interested.
It had to be abandoned, and we've never been able to allocate enough resources.
We're not interested.
Oh, I see. Well, perhaps you're right.
Tobias's fortress is complete, but it is in peril. It's under threat, and if we lose this location, we lose the war. So Phoenix Point are scrambling to the assistance of New Jericho. The Nest Busters, the fire support team are all coming. The only one that are staying home is the Light Armadillo. Let's go. The penultimate mission for Phoenix Point's Terror from the Void. Make sure you hit subscribe and like as we head into battle. We have arrived at the battle, and as described, it is indeed a fortress. The Light Armadillo is able to get inside this fortress, and there are defenders scattered about. Unfortunately, our old friend, goddamn troublemaker, has arrived back here, and he is fighting us as well, offering resistances to the other Pandorans. The first thing we're going to do is get warded into a secure fire support position, taking control of this New Jericho assault. We'll get him up onto the tower. We have spotted 2 Tritons, one marked by the Void. Touched by the Void. You think I'd get it right 30-something episodes in. He's on the rooftop, and it looks like there is an armadillo there that we can capture. One of the very rare missions where you get 2 vehicles, apparently. Yes, we can capture it. It is an armadillo. I'll send Sophia over there. Quick aim. She has the New Jericho piercing rifle. Light armor no longer stops her from doing full damage. It's a great weapon if you choose your targets correctly. And the Mercy shotgun wouldn't be effective in this case, so we're using the same weapon again. We could kill and run ahead towards, keeping in mind that the Triton on the roof is able to paralyze us, and there is Troublemaker, this time coming back as a Triton. His Scylla form was defeated. He continues to plague us. If we kill him another... What is it? Another 9 times, we get something. Research progress. I'm not sure what we get.
Oh yeah.
Right, Shredder up onto the rooftop. We'll see if we can quick aim this
Ready
Triton.
to engage.
Right in the face. Alright, he's now calling for reinforcements. And activated stealth mode. Now that Warden has her heavy armor, she's a little bit more mobile, but we still want to keep her relatively close to the armadillo, which is carrying a lot of her equipment. She's carrying a grenade launcher, a flamethrower, personal defense weapon, a backpack rocket launcher. They have all the options. And the armadillo is filled with turrets. We can't do any damage this turn, but we might be able to activate this armadillo. Nightcap, dismount. Just enough movement to get into the building here and start up the engine on the other armadillo. This one is fitted with the Hailstorm GT, so we've got a nice mix of weapons here. We can pull the light armadillo out and use this one as the front line. There's Mindfragger and Tritons everywhere. There's a breach in the wall here. It's the perfect place to put a vehicle armed with a minigun.
I'm prepared.
Warbird also dismounting. Let's get her over this way. Her delirium is not very high. She has fairly high armor with the heavy living armor. So I think we can afford to put her out here. And then the last remaining inside the armadillo is Rocket Man. But I will redeploy him somewhere else. Oh dear, we've had 2 sirens arrive. Heavily armored variant. Was that the reinforcements he called? Rapid fire with the paralyzation pistol, ineffective. When you fire it into a wall. And ineffective against inanimate objects. Mindfragger on the hunt for a brain to snatch. And Troublemaker moving forward. He's going to use his bloodsuckers on the armadillo. Well, you know what? Sorry, my friend. Ex-fishy friend. Smashed. Right through the chest. No regeneration for you. Very much a bullet sponge.
Ready.
We should shred these guys. But do it quickly.
Let's try this.
Oh man. Blew up the tree. Rushing. We can fire all 3 this turn.
Let's try this.
So I will do that. A decent amount of shred all around. We have to go and eliminate this Triton. Sophia will be on the job. Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention, Sophia is now cross-class to Priest. And Warbird is cross-class to Infiltrator, just like Nightcat. And I thought that Sophia would make the best Priest in the team because she has basically been the officer the whole time. She has a lot of willpower. And her equipment suits a protective role.
What's our plan?
So we send that Triton over here.
Receiving loud and clear.
We put a little bit of stun on that siren's head. There are some defenders up here in the main compound. Let's send Shredder over.
What's our plan?
Ready. I've got this.
This guy is a sniper, but he's now going to take cover. Hopefully on the bottom floor. Nightcat still remains to act. Rocket Man has not dismounted yet. He needs to do that. And I'll head him towards the main compound. Let's add some napalm to the equation. Good hits. Taken one of the arms off the siren. That's great. Let's aim here and hit all of the ooglies on the other side of the armadillo. Our Triton activated chameleon. But I don't want him to live, and he will not live. So we can release him. Can we sneak a shot through? Better off using these xenophage. What do you call it? Virophage. The anti-fish bomb. And yet another iteration of troublemaker knocked down. Massive damage from Nightcat. Absolutely huge. And we stunned it because we attacked from behind. Massive damage. We got our actions back, so she gets 2 lots of aimed burst. Infiltrator assault with 2 aimed bursts. Oh, that is sweet. And because each shot adds stun, with, what is it, 8 shots, you're bound to stun them eventually. Because I believe it stacks.
All I need is a clear shot.
So she just became very competent in an ambush situation. Let's throw a grenade over here and try and find where this Triton went. Try and suppress it. We blew the roof off. No signs of pain.
For my team.
We'll try and get this mine fragger too. I don't like the chances. And an overshot. Tobias West is here. He has his pistol. He's hanging out on the roof. We really need to get close now then. More defenders sighted. More Pandoran sighted. Some are heading towards the back entrance. We've lost control of Nightcat, but the siren has stumbled upon Sophia. Sophia's not going to be happy about that. Warbird, got something on your face, mate. Okay, I hope that sniper can keep Tobias safe. Hitman Alpha proving to be an elusive foe. The sniper that I was just speaking about has lost his arm, so he's pistol bound. And we have run out of willpower for Warden. Sophia, you cannot mind control this thing because it has too much willpower, but if we blow its head off, we could... Speaking of blowing heads off, probably shouldn't do that to Warbird. We don't have enough willpower for an aimed burst. Let's send some napalm over here to get rid of this sniper. Hit them with the blast. It's retreated inside the building. To the south of the building. What's going on? It's frozen. Alright, we've got control again. Alright, 2 of our team are mind controlled, but we have another defender we can grab from here.
Eyes peeled.
Ready, willing, and able.
Ooh, this one's high level. It has rapid clearance. Pity you can't shoot. Alright, Sophia, back to you.
Eyes peeled.
Still not quite enough. Oh, it might be, actually. Because it is a double blast. But I might just play it safe.
Taking aim.
We can't miss. Basically works out to be the same. It just takes longer.
Is that really the best they can do?
Okay, Warbird, we need to free her. Nightcat is back under our control.
I was born ready.
I might bash it off her face. Which is a thing. I just like shooting them better. We need to secure Tobias West. He's just chilling on the roof. But no one has enough willpower to get up there with a jump jet. And we still have this hitman here.
This might work.
He went inside the building. I saw the little flash, so let's dump a grenade in here. No sign of life.
What are we doing?
We could get across there. Oh no, but he's got virus. And we've just used the last of his willpower. He's going to panic next turn. Again with the look before you leap. Take cover. Just hope nothing comes to shoot him. Or eat him. Tobias might come to save him. Is that the Triton in the fire? Pistol shots from the crippled sniper. But the Dragon Prime doesn't care and eats him for lunch. Arthur and Tyrant Champion bursting through the door of the compound. They are obviously in the back door. It's more of a mansion than a compound. If everyone can just jump through the windows. Whatever that is, it's bleeding profusely. As expected, we have a panicked soldier on our hands. Nightcat taking some burning damage. But it won't matter. Her armor is too good for 20 damage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's too good. As long as it's more than 20, she won't take any damage. Mostly more than 20. And no luck shooting it. Oh, we might get the arm. But we're better off with the chance of a flashbang grenade.
This might work.
Let's drop it behind. See if that works. It resisted us in this case. We need to take cover.
For my team.
Another one. Warbird is also an infiltrator. Managed to blow that gun off. And Rocket Man charged through the front door.
Rolling.
We have more enemies than I would like, but we also have a friendly in there that's panicked. That one has been completely neutralized. Let's set up an overwatch here for the door. Whatever comes around that corner is going to cop a mercy shotgun to the face. That Triton will melt. And let's make sure that that one dies too. Warbird needs some cover. Needs to be closer. And I need to make sure that they don't eat Tobias. He's on the rooftop, so he looks like he's safe for now. Mind control this thing, and we'll run it around in the fire till it dies. Yes. Keep walking. Step, step, step. We can release it now. It took enough damage. Nightcat is still burning. Warden can only jump once, and it wouldn't get her close enough.
Who knows? This might work.
Let's try and launch a grenade and blow this wall out. Or maybe through the window even. It's a slim chance, but it's worth a try. Frag out. And that was a miss. As expected.
I'll try to get there in one piece.
Alright, we need to get closer and try and secure Tobias. New Jericho assaults can help us with that task. This one has onslaught as well as rapid clearance.
Regroup, people! No choice but to keep going.
So we could get Warbird right into combat. Hold on, Tobias. We'll be there in a moment.
Let's rock.
So Tobias has leapt from the roof into a burning building, jumped through a window, into an Arthran. The overwatch there from Rocketman, unable to stop the brute, go to town. He has now lost his left arm. He's now surrounded by Arthrans. He's lost his other arm. Oh my god, we're going to lose Tobias West. He's going to be killed by Pandorans. Oh, indeed. Tobias West. Brutally murdered by Pandorans in his super secure compound. The Philosopher King killed. Is that the end of the mission? Do we fail? It doesn't seem to be. Or is it just one of Tobias's body doubles?
That's our move.
Is he cloning himself? Was that supposed to happen? I've never done this mission before.
I've got to focus.
You son of a bitch!
That's a key. Hostile down.
Clearing the room, we have a Mind Fragger over here. And a Triton also peeking in. Takashi and Shredder has been stuck. He's useless. We have a Mind Fragger here as well. We could ambush this Triton. The Armadillo can't breach through the wall, unfortunately. That would be a nice touch. No good.
Ready. I'm going in. Eyes peeled.
We have no line of sight on this Triton with our arm-piercing rifle. So we take out that Mind Fragger, go for the quick aim, and there's no way to shoot him. But if we change to the shotgun, do we have a chance? We do. Because the barrel's peeking through. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on there. Let's try repositioning. That's better. Not much damage. I think it was blocked by the rafter things. The louvers.
Guess it's my turn.
Warden has stayed right back. Not much you can do with low willpower. Let's try and get this mind fragger. Still unable to get the grenade through that window. It is a big ask. Pretty hard to do with scatter. Nightcat, come over here with your harrower shotgun. See if you can do better than Sophia. Barely. I guess we could blow the roof up. That would work. Did the fire fall into the room? No. Sad. Let's try again anyway. Just get it through that hole in the roof. Set fire to the room. Right, that room is well and truly ablaze now, so the Triton only has one option. Get out. We also need to kill this mindfragger. We will need to shoot it.
Pretty sure that was a kill. Shooting loud and clear.
We still have our new Jericho team.
Sprinting to position.
Overwatch the door, please. This Triton's probably going to jump out the window. Let's try and cover its escape. That Triton just bleeding to death right in front of Shredder. We went a different way. I wasn't expecting him to go that way. But it matters little.
Huh? Looks dangerous.
So I've managed to get a priest with just a normal head, just like our friend Nora. No mutated heads. We don't get some of the really powerful perks from the priest that way, but really I just wanted her to have the ability to stop us from panicking in a radius around us. That's it. The compound is secure. Tobias West's plan can go ahead despite his unfortunate demise. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel because in the next episode we are going to take on the Pandorans in their home palace. And it will be the end of the series. So make sure you're there. Commander Tyrael, out.
Outstanding work. Once again, your people prove themselves worthy successors to the Phoenix legacy. You know, when I was running Vanadium before the Mist, I knew all about the Phoenix Project. A lot of people thought you were just paranoid, a tinfoil hat cult. But I could tell that Randolph Symes was on to something. He, as opposed to most of the government and corporate leaders of the day, understood the scale of the threat and the amount of dedication that would be necessary to defeat it. He knew we needed a plan. Thankfully, being wealthy gives you an opportunity to plan for humanity's future. Others chose to splash their cash on massaging their egos. But I've always been single-minded. This isn't about me. It's about the survival of our species. Thanks to your team, we just took a step towards achieving that. I'll let you know when we're ready to strike.